It's 2 in the afternoon and we're going to a friend's house to have some fun on a Sunday afternoon. I was watching Gabriel Traveler yesterday. He went to Las Palmas last week, I think it is. He's been putting up these videos all this week about going to Spain and stuff and how much fun he's been having and stuff. He put up this video this morning. I just woke up 9 hours before I woke up. He'd put up a video about how expensive is it in the Canary Islands, and I watched the whole video and I'm like, he's not talking about how expensive it is. He's talking about what it costs. So it costs this there, it costs this there, it costs this there, okay. But he's in an expensive part of town. He rented an Echo hostel, which is plenty more expensive. If I go somewhere, I expect it to be expensive. He went to Triana. Triana is like the upper class place to be eating. I think he paid €2 for a beer. You pay €1 in Las Palmas, especially when you're Canarian like me. I speak Spanish. Yo hablo español. But he's coming there not speaking the language, not sounding like, he sounds like a complete fool, like walking around speaking English to people in a Spanish country. People don't speak Spanish, especially not in Las Palmas. So I wanted to talk about the thing he didn't really specify, how much more expensive or less expensive it is to be in Las Palmas. I believe it is this way. If you don't, that's what you believe. I go to Las Palmas at least once a year. My girlfriend goes with me. It's the 3rd year in a row we are going there. But it's the last time we're going there once. We're going to be living there. So I go to one restaurant. It's a friend of my father's. I've said this so many times it's becoming annoying for me to say it. But I go there, bocadillo, which is a sandwich, or it's a baguette with whatever you want on it. Ranges in between €1 up to, I think I paid €2.80 for the exclusive one, the chicken breast one or the chicken fillet one, which is damn expensive. In Sweden, if you find a good place, it costs €2.50 minimum. Normally, you pay 4 to 5, maybe even €6 at a normal place. If you go to a gasoline station or something like that, it's gonna be €6 and up. It all depends. So when he says all these prices, that might be hard for people to reference it. If you go to a restaurant here and you want a Coke, it costs €3, €2.50, €3. That's it. If you want a Coke or a beer there, €1. Nothing more. It doesn't cost more than that. A cup of coffee here is, if you go to the Starbucks of Sweden, which is called Espresso House, that costs a minimum of €4. It costs €1 there. You can even get it for €0.50 if you do a cortado, which is it's a normal cup of coffee, but it's half of the size if you want a big cup of coffee. If you want sushi in Sweden, it's a minimum of €10. And in Spain, it ranges extremely. There's these Japanese restaurants which are damn expensive, but it's real Japanese people who make it, so it doesn't really matter. Then you have I don't remember the sushi places. And if you go to a big box store or big brand grocery store, you have a part of the store where like a 5-6 Japanese guys stand there making sushi for you. Then it's not as expensive anymore. Then you get not even half price. Then you get real cheap sushi. A hotel room is something that is really hard to say, because he went there when it was Reyes, which is the Spanish equivalent of Christmas, or the Catholic equivalent of Christmas. You all know the Jesus got 3 kings to come with him with presents. Those 3 kings come to you. That's the Reyes, los tres Reyes, the 3 kings. that comes and gives you presents. You have Santa Claus as well, but he's not as big. He's not the big kahuna. You have 3 guys going on camels and horses throughout the city. It's awesome. It's carnival and music and stuff, and they throw candy to kids. It's real awesome. So if he went there on one of the biggest holidays of the entire year, and he expects to find a cheap place to stay, it was cheap. No, just to reference, it was damn cheap. I've heard of people paying tons of more than he did for a hotel room. The Echo Hostel he stayed at is also upper class. So if he went there now, it's the 15th of January, it would have been like normal price. And that's, for me, it's easy. I know Spanish. I sound like a Canarian. If I go there, I'm like, oh, I come from this and this island. I could just say something. I need some place to stay, and they're not going to push up the prices for me. If somebody comes and they speak English, of course, they're not going to give the same prices as they give to me. That's, it's kind of a Canarian thing. You give lower prices to somebody who's from there. It's the same thing if I go to the tourist place in the south of Canary Islands. There, something or everything costs 3 or 4 times as much as in Las Palmas. And I have to say, I can get it cheaper, mostly. They give me a special menu, which is just for the Spanish speakers. And why wouldn't they? I mean, it's like if one of your friends goes into your store, you give them a special price, don't you? So that's about the expensive differences of Spain to Sweden. I know a hotel room in Sweden is 50 to 100 euros a night. If you don't have some crazy 50% or 70% website you find extremely cheap stuff at. Or if you're in a hostel, you can get hostels for 25 euros. But who wants to stay in a hostel? Serious. I want my own bathroom. I want my own shower. Might just be me. But for the same price as the hostel in Sweden, you can get a hotel room in Spain. I know you can. And many of the hotel rooms in Las Palmas are private. You won't find them on websites. They are knock on the door and ask for the manager type stuff. So tomorrow's a new week, new challenges. We are on our 3rd day of trying to lose weight. We are still eating bread for breakfast too. We bought 3 packages of bread just before the challenge, like 2 days before the challenge, before we even thought of it. So we have to eat that up. I think we have 1 more day of bread. So from tomorrow we won't have any carbohydrates. Only eat meat. So it's going to be a lot of chicken and a lot of pork and a lot of salad. A lot of salad. The first thing I said when going on this road or on this challenge or whatever you want to call it, the first thing was, I'm going to miss tacos. And she's like, oh, because it's so much fat. Fat doesn't matter because I'm losing fat anyway, so my body won't take it as easily as the carbohydrates and the sugar, because sugar and the carbohydrates become fat in your body. If you overconsume on that, carbohydrates, when they're eaten up by your enzymes and stuff in your body, it becomes sugar. And sugar becomes energy. When you don't use that energy, it becomes fat. Because the body doesn't know where to put it otherwise. The challenge for next week is just keep on keeping on. Keeping to lose weight. I'm going to the driving place next week, so I'm going to be driving a lot of excavator next week. And I don't know the name of the other one. It's hjullastare in Swedish. And cargador de ruedas in Spanish, which is quite funny. I know it in 2 languages, but I don't know it in English. Talking about it, there's an excavator right there. It's a Caterpillar, if I'm not. No, it's a Komatsu. It's a Japanese one. It looked like the black and yellow from the Caterpillar ones. But I saw that it was much longer than Caterpillar. I'm like, what? Because Caterpillar usually is a CAT. Cat. It's 36 days until we leave Sweden. 36. Insane. We're in the car?
Yeah, on our way home. So we have talked to some friends, have had discussions about
going to Spain without money.
Yeah, and
some people just understand it, and some people are like, how can you go there without having money?
Yeah, so that's been exciting, fun, challenging.
She's not so good with confrontation.
No.
I got very angry at one point and like stood up, almost walked out of there, and everybody's like, I can't talk to stupid people. If you explain something to a person and they're like, I don't understand what you said, I just explained it to you, how don't you understand? That makes me quite mad. Some people, I believe, don't understand the dream of having something that you want to do so badly. Supporting yourself is necessary for most things, yes, but I believe, it's my opinion, I've read a lot of stories, seen a lot of movies, read a lot of books, and there are circumstances where you have to go out to the deep water to try new things, even if you can't support yourself, if you even have to go without money a short amount of time to do your dream. To do what you want to do, to show yourself, I am worthy, I can do this. Like people, I see people every year who do the fasts. They fast because they're Christian or Muslim, whatever. I've fasted before, not because of that, because of fun stuff. Anyways, people do those things to get God to answer their prayers. To fasten yourself is to almost, well, if you don't eat, you die. If you can't support yourself, you don't eat, right? I get that. But to fasten, even if you have money and stuff, just because I'm doing it because I want something. I want to make up the last money or whatever, right? And I know that we won't be fasting so much because my dad is pretty good at paying for stuff. So it won't be that. But the thing is, sometimes you have to do that. I'm not telling anybody to go out and do anything of the stupid things we are about to do. I'm just saying what we are about to do. You might think it's stupid, you might think it's courageous, whatever. It's our choice. We've made it. We're going there with a couple of 1,000 kroners. For 2 months, we're coming back to do stuff. But if everything goes as expected, we will go there with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because we are investing in stuff and doing this as well. So we're spreading ourselves out to make money in different ways so we can be there as long as we want.